Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today, shall we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since we've been out there. The government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about a major rally that has begun over the last 4 days on Bitcoin. You see, over the weekend preceding the attempted shooting of Donald Trump, we interestingly saw a very large rally begin on Bitcoin. And ever since that time, Bitcoin has rallied almost $10,000. Yesterday, we were breaking through $63,000 while we were on stream. And later yesterday, we ended up rallying all the way up to 65. Today, we're on a small corrective movement, but it does mean that Bitcoin, for the first time in months, has set a new higher high. This is a very important developing story on Bitcoin that is going to give us insight as to when the next major upswing will happen. Now is the time that we ought to be considering putting lump sums of cash into Bitcoin for the long-term investment. Now is the time that we ought to be considering looking at certain altcoins that we're trying to trade for this market. And now is the time that we need to be building the architecture around our investment strategy so that we can succeed in this market, because a major rally is coming, and now's the time if you want to be in on the ground floor of what may be a major rally starting soon. While we do not yet have full confirmation that this uptrend is happening right now, what we do know is that it's going to come at some point, and it's probably coming later on this year. The Ethereum ETF is coming online soon. Once it launches, a correction will likely happen at the very first week after launch. Following that, however, we will see billions of dollars of inflows, probably tens of billions of dollars of inflows into the various ETFs, mainly Fidelity's and BlackRock's. And from there, we will see the price of Bitcoin and the price of Ethereum surge on the news of tens of billions of extra dollars coming into the cryptocurrency space from avenues such as retirement accounts and from major institutions buying into this fledgling industry. I want to start off by sharing with you exactly how I have built the majority of my wealth in the cryptocurrency space through investment. I've bought and I've held. I bought Bitcoin all the way back to when it was trading at $3,000. I have acquired Bitcoin at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, and just about every single interval in between. I've acquired Ethereum as low as $183. And so several of those investments, even when we are on a corrective movement, are still up 10 to 15x simply because I chose to hold them for half a decade. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing even before we get started today. If you have not already begun investing in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, start out with this. We'll talk about all kinds of other strategies to build wealth in crypto. I have tons of things that I can share with you, but the very first thing that anybody can do today is you can look in your budget and say, man, what can I afford to live without? Can I afford to cut back $100 so that I can put $100 a month? Can I afford to cut back $1,000 so I can put $1,000 a month? And we're going to put that into Bitcoin and Ethereum on a consistent basis. And we're going to follow a plan like this. Every Friday at 2 a.m. or every Friday at 2 p.m. or 5 p.m., we will invest $100, $200, $50 into Bitcoin and Ethereum with a 2-to-1 split, 2 parts Bitcoin, 1 part Ethereum. And then we're going to do that on crypto.com or wherever it may be. If you run that system, everything else you do on top of that is just icing on the cake, which is a terrible analogy because the icing is the best part. But you get my point. That is the meat and potatoes of your investment strategy. If you just do that, everything else you do on top of that is great. But if it fails, at least you got the ability to fall back on the fact that you are growing your wealth in Bitcoin and Ethereum. All kinds of other things we'll talk about. That's the basics. That's, being able to run and you're in the NFL, right? But it's important. Let's talk today about where Bitcoin is right now and why the next few months are looking very bright for Bitcoin. If you're looking forward to today's stream, say, let's do this in chat. And if you are new here, give me a wave. I want to give you specifically a shout out. Thank you so very much for tuning in if you're new here. And if you're not new here and you've been here for years, I appreciate all of you for being here. And it is my great pleasure and honor to bring you this technical analysis and help you guys reach toward what we call financial sovereignty, the state of being in absolute total control of your finances and setting them on a trajectory for growth. Let's do this. All right. Let's go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap. We got a couple of different points here that we want to make. First and foremost, over the last 7 days, Bitcoin is up 10%. Major rally coming in here. Bitcoin sitting at almost $64,000. Overnight, Bitcoin rallied up to nearly 65 grand, which is important because it means that we set a new higher high above this high that was set on the 1st of July. That all rhymed. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This is getting weird. We set this high on the 1st of July at 63.5. There we go. And we recently broke that last night. We rallied all the way up to $65,000. This is the first time that we've seen this, a high and a higher high in months. The last time we saw a higher high were these two highs right here, or maybe you could argue right here. But nevertheless, we've not really seen an actual higher high in quite a while. It's been at the very least a month and a half. And so the reason that's important is because that's one of the things we look for in technical analysis, classically speaking, looking for a new uptrend. We're looking for an uptrend right now. We want to see if Bitcoin's about to begin a major rally up towards 75, 80, 85, $100,000. I personally think that that's in the cards over the next 6 to 12 months, but probably in the next 4 to 6 months, to be honest. But we first got to ascertain whether or not Bitcoin has begun an uptrend. Now, there are quite a few things that we will be looking at here in just a second when we actually get into the technical analysis portion, but I want to continue with our overview here. Ethereum is up 10.81% in the last 7 days. Binance up 10.08% in the last 7 days. XRP up 31.71%. I love XRP. I'm not as big of a fan of it as Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there is definitely money to be made there. All right, we've got Shiba and Dogecoin up 13 and 16% respectively. We've got Near Protocol up 35%. I love Near Protocol, one of our holdings. Pepe is up 28%. ICP up 33% in the last 7 days. If you're not getting the picture that a rally is coming, then I'm not sure what to tell you. It's what we're looking at right now. VeChain's up 23%. Our portfolio personally is up about 15 to 18% over just the last week or so. And these are some of the big gainers. XRP, Stacks, ICP, Near Protocol, Mantra is up 41.66%, especially over the last 24 hours, being up over 10% just in that case. Now, if we look at what this means, this has a couple of serious implications. First and foremost, we've got to look at the Bitcoin dominance. If we take a look here at the Bitcoin dominance, the interesting thing is Bitcoin's market dominance is actually decreasing. That's right. Bitcoin's market dominance is decreasing. And I know this chart's kind of hard to see ever since CoinMarketCap updated this. Is a little bit difficult to track with, but Bitcoin had been bottoming out on market dominance around 54%, around 54 to 55%. Like here, for example, on June 18th, we were at almost 55%. Bitcoin's market dominance today stands at 53.9%. So we're kind of trading sideways. We're kind of moving sideways. But the point here is, this increase, the blue right here, is inverted. It's the market dominance of Bitcoin here. It has essentially flatlined. Bitcoin is not really gaining market dominance anymore. It's stopped. And the reason that's important is because Bitcoin market dominance is one of the indicators as to whether or not an uptrend is coming. When Bitcoin reaches a peak on market dominance and starts losing market dominance, as it has been doing over the last few days, that indicates that the altcoins, naturally, logically, are outrunning Bitcoin. And when the altcoins are outrunning Bitcoin, it generally speaking is something like this. It's generally something like this. Let's say you're at the playground with your kids, right? And your kids feel real safe. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna get kidnapped. Oh, great. And they feel confident, so they go out and play, right? That's kind of where Bitcoin and Ethereum are right now. They're like mom and dad, and the altcoins are like the kids. They're like, do I trust this? Am I safe here? And the altcoins are like, oh, I'm good. All right, let's go do stuff. The altcoins are running faster than Bitcoin and Ethereum because Bitcoin and Ethereum, mom and dad of the space, they've got the confidence that the altcoins are looking for. And so with the confidence that an uptrend is continuing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, that leads people to buying into the alts, which is important because it leads to Bitcoin and Ethereum rallying as well. When Bitcoin and Ethereum are rallying and gives confidence to the altcoins, then the altcoins actually support Bitcoin and Ethereum's rally. And so what we're seeing right now is potentially the beginning of an altcoin cycle. Bitcoin has made some incredibly bullish moves over the last 4 days, and Ethereum has done much the same. Ethereum is also looking like it's about to set a new higher high. We haven't yet, but it could be coming soon. The local high here is at 35.14. We're currently at 34.02, and the local high was 34.95. So we're building this same kind of structure here on Ethereum, although we've not actually broken bullish above the blue line. That does signal to us that Bitcoin is still in the lead, and so that's a very important thing to keep in mind. Bitcoin is leading. Ethereum is lagging behind, although that will probably switch in the next couple of weeks when the Ethereum ETF finally goes online. Bitcoin will take the back seat for a little while, and Ethereum will run faster than it. I predict that Ethereum will be at all-time high before the end of the year as a result of the inflows from the Ethereum ETF. All right, one other thing I want to mention here is the fact that we have a buy signal coming in from LUX ALGO. This is a very important signal because this signal is almost always right. It's not always right, but it is very commonly correct. If we look at the daily chart here, there are a few times when Bitcoin's trading sideways that the confirmed buy signal does not give you the right signal. Sometimes. It's not perfect. No indicator is. We've got to use everything with a grain of salt. But it is very accurate. You can see there were confirmed buy signals right here and here, these vertical lines, that led to these uptrends. Buy signal came in. It's behind my camera, sorry. Their buy signal came in right here. We had the trend catcher was green. That led us on a monumental rally. It was one of the indications that we were breaking out. We rallied 85%. We also saw a buy signal come in here that was corroborated by the green LUX ALGO buy signal. And so after that occurred, with the green trend catcher, after that occurred, we saw a 73% rally. Now, there are some times here where it's not as bullish as you'd like to see. Obviously, here, this was a fake out, and so here was a fake out. But Bitcoin was also in a very different market at this time. One of the things we do if we want extra confirmation is we confirm LUX ALGO with a multitude of other indicators, and a lot of other indicators were not supporting these LUX ALGO buy signals. This is why we use the entirety of technical analysis, not just a portion of it, because we want all of the technical analysis to confirm all of the technical analysis, and as much as we can find convergence in the indicators, that's where we are going to find our confidence in our calls. And so while we did have buy signals that were confirmed here, they were not really corroborated by the other data. Now, generally speaking, they are. And so we've got another example right here. Buy signal, trend catcher green. We exploded the same day that it came in and the several days following. We also saw here buy signals with trend catcher green rallied as 41% and about 26% respectively. So very, very, very important indicator. All right, so if we continue along here, what we're seeing is that if Bitcoin does probably rally up here just a couple more $1,000s and for a few more days, then there's a high likelihood that this buy signal will turn into a confirmed buy signal, and that is where we will end up rallying from. We'll break bullish here, have a bullish cross, and then from there, we'll end up moving to the upside. That is very, very, very exciting, and so we're going to continue to pay very close attention to whether or not that comes in. One other thing I want to mention here is the crypto Jeb oscillator. As you guys know, the crypto Jeb oscillator has been helping us dramatically to predict where the market was going to go. Several days ago, back here, we started to predict that there was an uptrend on the horizon just because the crypto Jeb oscillator had flipped. This indicator is incredible and it is absolutely wonderful. But what it does is it tells us the strength of the bulls and the bears. As you can see, the bears were starting to lose the strength. They were taking the foot off the gas. They were still accelerating, but their acceleration rate was slowing down. The rate of acceleration, right? It's kind of a double, right? It's accelerating, but the rate of acceleration. It was no longer parabolic. We were losing acceleration. In other words, the bears were taking their foot off the gas. That's what this means. All right, in simple, plain English terms, without all the technical jargon, they're taking their foot off the gas. And so right around here, last week, we started saying, okay, it looks like an uptrend could be coming because the bears are losing their strength. They're trading sideways. We really could start to see a turnaround. Moving into last weekend, we saw that. And so Crypto Jeb Oscillator helped us to see that that was coming. Now Crypto Jeb Oscillator is telling us that the bulls have their foot on the gas and they are continuing to press their foot down. That's why we've got this bar chart here increasing. It means the people, that the bulls are on the gas. They're going, boom, you know, they're pushing their foot down and they're continuing it along. At the same time, as we go further in time, we get further and further chronologically away from this bullish reversal, which is important. Every minute that passes, we've been bullish for 1 minute longer, which gives the bulls more of the, just like Biden is the incumbent. The bulls now are establishing a new reign, if you will. And so every day that passes, their strength gets stronger just by virtue of the fact that they've been in control for longer. People become more confident in the bulls because we've been bullish for longer. And so that's why Crypto Jeb Oscillator with this line is showing that the bearish strength is tanking. It's collapsing. So make sure, if you guys have not already, to sign up for the Crypto Jeb Oscillator by going to luxalgo.com/Jeb. I'm very excited about this. Lux Algo actually just got us our own page here. If you've not already signed up, then you should absolutely do so. Lux Algo and I created an indicator together called the Crypto Jeb Oscillator, and you can now get it on its own as a standalone indicator. I'm so excited about this. If you go to luxalgo.com/Jeb, it's going to redirect you here now. So make sure you check this out. The Crypto Jeb Oscillator is right here. It's deeply rooted in my analysis method, as it says here. The Crypto Jeb Oscillator will allow you to step up your analysis of cryptocurrency from estimating trends to precisely detecting real-time reversal points. You can't go wrong with this oscillator, so make sure to sign up for it with the link in the description box down below. You get a huge discount if you sign up for the annual plan. You can check it out down below, and now you can sign up for it independently. So check it out. You guys will not be sorry that you signed up for it. Got to give a shout out here because we got Tom Crown himself in chat. Said, Crypto Jeb, hype. Are you coming to Nashville, brother? Well, considering my son is scheduled to be born, not scheduled, but probably going to be born the same week as Bitcoin 2024, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. But I want to be, and I will be there for conferences in the future. Right now, we've just got so much going on with the little baby coming, right? And my wife is, God, you guys can be praying for her. She's in so much, she literally can't walk. Like, she's incapacitated. She cannot walk. She cannot stand up. I help her stand up and I help her walk around. And so luckily I'm kind of here at the house. We have a studio in our house. And so I help her move from place to place. She is just, God, please be praying for the poor woman. She's in so much pain. It just breaks my heart. It's so hard for me too, because I'm, not that it's about me, it's about her, but it's hard for me seeing her like that because I love her so much. And so, no, we're not going to be in Nashville this year. But I am definitely looking forward to the videos and the pictures. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Trump speak there. Which he still will be doing. July 27th, I believe, is the day he's going to be there, and look forward to it because in the next few years, I don't know if it's going to be next year either, just because we're going to have a newborn still at that point, but in the next few years, I'm going to be starting the conferences again, and I will be making it a habit to try and be at every one of them, every one of the big ones anyway, but it probably will be a couple more years of just head down, grinding, building FinSov Academy, building the channel here, growing personally, because, guys, we've got a big vision. Listen, I said it from day one, even as the same day that the company, as I had built it, was collapsing because of my own foolishness. I was telling people, this is going to be $1 billion company. And people were like, what? What do you mean? Dude, look around. I'm like, I don't care. I speak it in faith. I was told I can move a mountain into the sea by proclaiming it in faith. You're telling me I'm going to build something to help people build God's kingdom and help his kingdom come on earth? I'm going to put everything I have into that. I will sooner die than quit. And I'm doing it for God's glory to help people to become more financially successful. And that's not going to work. No, nonsense. In faith, I say this is what it's going to be one day. Maybe not now. Maybe it's taken a bunch of steps back 2 years ago when I was being an idiot. But that's what's coming, and I'm going to build it. It's going to take time, though. So you guys will be along for the ride, and it's going to be wonderful. So Tom Crown, very much looking forward to seeing you at the future conferences. It was great to see you at Bitcoin 2022 down in Miami. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. If you're in Florida, let me know. Love to meet up, give you a hug, say hi. Make sure you guys go check out Tom Crown. He just hit 100K subscribers. He's on his way. He's catching up. He's going to pass us. You got to be careful. We're going to have to start one of those Mr. Beast and like T-Series PewDiePie races pretty soon. But very excited to see you in chat, man. Good to see you. All right. I do also want to let you know before we jump back into the analysis about one of our sponsors, which is none other than the one and only NordVPN. Guys, I'm so excited about this sponsorship. I'm so excited about the fact that NordVPN is sponsoring our channel because NordVPN is the leader in security and virtual private network technology. NordVPN is absolutely going to help you stay safe online. Here's how it works. It redirects your traffic through their very own servers, which means that your site traffic, all of your traffic is invisible. It keeps you protected by keeping you invisible, and it's also got all kinds of other features, such as malware protection, such as an ad blocker, such as the ability to choose any of their servers anywhere in the world. So if you're in a country where you've got a tyrant dictatorship government and you want to be able to browse the internet freely, it's going to let you connect to a server in the US or in the Netherlands or wherever so that you can get around that tyrannical nonsense. It's also going to give you some threat protection, which means if your information gets leaked anywhere, they're going to tell you about it in a tab over there on NordVPN. It's an incredible product, and most importantly, as I said, it's going to keep you safe because you don't want hackers and thieves getting access to your information so they can hack you and steal from you. So sign up at the link in the description box down below. If you get a 2-year plan with the normal plan, the kind of medium tier plan for 2 years with our 4 months free, you're going to get it for $93.51, I believe is the number. That's what I saw last week when I was coaching somebody through signing up for NordVPN. if you sign up, 2-year plan, $93. That is a steal for the amount of protection you're going to get. So make sure to check it out if you've not already. Let's keep it moving here. All right. We'll come back to chat here in a little bit. Really appreciate all of you for tuning in. And we're going to keep it going here. Now, as I said, I want to talk about where Bitcoin goes next, because Bitcoin has very much built some confidence here in its own rally. There's a lot of confidence that people have in this Bitcoin rally right now, and we need to see where we're going to go next. Where are we going to go from here? Here's where I think Bitcoin goes from here. Bitcoin is probably going to need some kind of correction either now, or maybe this one day of correction is all we get and then we rally some more. But at some point, we're going to get some correction. Yesterday, I said that there were going to be 2 major scenarios that could play out. You're going to either have the classical inverse head and shoulders pattern, and our line right here at 63K was going to be our shoulder line, which would give us a price target up towards all-time high. Our price target would be drawn from the head to the shoulder line. As such, we extrapolate, moves us up to $73,500. Okay, so that was option number 1 if we rejected yesterday. That's not what we did, so option number 2 now comes into play. Our second option was we don't stop at the resistance and we just break straight through it. So whether we stopped at 65 or whether we're going to go up to 68, whatever it may be, now option 2 plays in, where we have an elevated right shoulder. And so that's very important. That's very important to consider, because it changes the neckline. No longer is the neckline flat like this. No, the neckline is now angled like this. Currently, that's where it is, right? It's currently there, which is important because when we do have that corrective movement, if this is even an inverse head and shoulders pattern, we might just shoot straight there. That's also an option, right? But let's see. Yeah, so if we do just break bullish, that's an option. But at the same time, we could also be seeing here an inverse head and shoulders pattern like this, right? If that happens, then we would extrapolate from the point that we break the neckline. That points us up at almost $80,000. So this is a very bullish predicament that Bitcoin finds itself in here. Even if that high that we set yesterday afternoon is our local high for the right shoulder. Even if that's as high as we go, and it's not even any higher of an inclination, our price prediction is quite serious here. So here's the deal. Here's what's important. First and foremost, before we do anything, we need to be making consistent investments in Bitcoin, because technical analysis is going to help us to understand where Bitcoin's going in the short term. I'll tell you where Bitcoin's going in the long term. Up. It's going up. Say it with me. It's 2 letters. Up. Very powerful word. Kind of like the other word that's very powerful and in 2 letters. No. No. It's a very powerful word. Up. It's also a very powerful word. That's why they made a movie named after it, right? It's going up. There's balloons attached to it. Buy it, hold it, forget about it, come back in a decade, get rich. I mean, listen, it's the way investment works. You got to make sure you know what you're investing in, and you have to make... Excuse me, my son decided to share his germs with me. Sorry. You've got to know what you're investing in, and you've got to give it time. But here's the deal. If you follow the technical analysis, it's going to give you a better understanding of where we're going in the short term. Right now, the technical analysis is giving us this indication that we're moving to the upside. And so we want to follow that. Now, let's also look at Ethereum here. Ethereum is breaking above a very important uptrending level of support, which, as you can see, is on our chart right now. This is significant because traders are watching this uptrending level of support. They're watching it to see if we're going to break it. We're going to understand that with Ethereum breaking back up above this uptrend, should we be able to bounce here and stay above it, one, we're going to be building an inverse head and shoulders pattern, more of a classical inverse head and shoulders pattern with a flat neckline. And that would give us a price target that would break us up above the current bull market high, leading us up to about $4,400. I personally believe on the fundamental and the technical analysis that we're going to be seeing a major uptrend forming and continuing on Bitcoin and Ethereum over the next few months. That being said, we're going to need to see some more confirmation. Just like always. I'm not firmly in the bullish camp yet because I've not seen all the confirmation I want to see. I want to see a buy signal confirmed from Bitcoin and Ethereum on LUX Algo. I also, however, do enjoy the fact that sometimes Crypto Jeb Oscillator will predate the LUX Algo indicator. I love LUX Algo. It is one of my favorite technical indicators in the space, but maybe I'm biased. Crypto Jeb Oscillator is my favorite technical indicator in the entire space because a lot of times it will actually front run the LUX Algo indicator. You can see the bulls have flipped bullish for the first time since back here. When that occurred, you could see that there was a huge uptrend forming on Ethereum, right? And so we were seeing the Crypto Jeb Oscillator flipping bullish here, and that's happening before That's happening before the LUX Algo buy signal comes in. So very excited about the LUX Algo indicator and also the Crypto Jeb Oscillator. Both of them are giving me indication that an uptrend is coming. But again, as I've said a few times, and so I'll stop repeating myself here, we are very much moving in the bullish direction, but we need some confirmation. That's the main thing. We're not a confirmed uptrend, but we're very close. And so you'd be a little bit risky to be betting on this being an uptrend yet, because it all could still be a fake out. It all still could fall over tomorrow. But it is getting close to the point of being a confirmed uptrend. So what do we do here? What do we do here? What are our action steps here from the investment side, from the money management side, and from the trading side? Well, let's start with the investment side. From the investment side, there's two things that you need to be doing right now. Two things you need to consider. The first thing is that if you are in a strong financial position, in other words, you have no consumer debt, and you have a budget that you live on, if you're in that position, then it is very important that you are investing. My job is to take you from being a chaotic debtor to an intentional investor. There are two problems that people have with their money. And it's normally only these two problems. So long as these people are in a position of self-direction with their finances. If you're in a communist regime or something, it's different, right? If you are able to, if it is physically, legally, practically possible for you to self-direct your finances, there's two things wrong with your finances. You are chaotic and you're in debt. Those are the two problems. You're either chaotic or you're in debt. You're not intentional in doing the right things with your money, or you are a slave. Those are the two issues. My job in the financial sovereignty way as a financial coach is to help you go from being a chaotic debtor to an intentional investor. We do that by first and foremost choosing to repent of the foolishness, choose FinSoft, declare war on the chaos. That's the first step. Second step, we cut expenses below income now. Like not tomorrow, no, now. Oh, I need to make some focus. I'm not now. Whatever. I need to do this now. I need to back out of that. I need to move now. I need to sign up for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and a babysitting app, and be sitting there entertaining the kid while I'm driving with the other hand, delivering a pizza right now. Income is above expenses now. That's one of the issues that people have in this country, is that they are not fixing this now. So third thing, you got to build a budget. All right, this is all going to tie into Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the investment side. So give me just 30 seconds. You need to build a budget. You need to be managing your money. You need to know where every penny goes every single month. If you don't do that, don't expect to succeed with money, because you skipped one of the first steps. Right? I guarantee you, I promise you, I've done this to a greater extent than you have. The first $5 million, first probably $4 million in my career that I made, I didn't carry a personal budget. And so I didn't get to really build wealth with all that money. Kind of came in one hand, out the other. I didn't get to be intentional and say, all right, I'm bringing in $48,000 this month. All right, I'm bringing in $89,000. I brought in $250,000 this week, which I've done before. $150,000 is going in this account over here, and we're going to buy a house with it. $100,000 over here is going into this account. It's going to go straight into the stock market. If you don't have a budget, you don't tell your money where to go, it'll tell you where to go, and then guess what? You're going to wonder where it went, and you're going to be upset about it. It's going to be your fault. And you're only going to be able to be angry at yourself because you're the one that didn't do it. I'm telling you. I've revealed this to you. You got to have a budget. Second thing, you got to get out of debt. The consumer debt is killing you. It's one of the biggest plagues in America. And our federal government and how much of a deficit they're running just shows you that it's stupid. You start down that route, you end up going broke. Unless you're the government, you can just print more money, but that's not going to work forever. It's going to catch up eventually. Here's the other thing. Once you've done those things and you are intentional because you have a budget and you're telling your money where to go, you can become an investor, which is where we get to with this conversation. How do we invest in Bitcoin? Well, first of all, you got to do those things. That's the foundation. I don't want you signing up for the NFL if you can't run a mile. All right, that's dumb. Dumb. D-U-M-B. S-T-U-P-I-D. Dumb and stupid. They're kissing cousins, right? They're dumb and stupid. Here's what's dumb and stupid. Trying to become an investor when you don't even know how much money you make, when you don't even know what you spend it on. That's dumb and stupid. It's dumb and stupid. They're kissing cousins. Don't kiss with them. It's dumb. Kick them out. Say, go do that weird stuff somewhere else. It's stupid. So here's what you do instead. You get a budget, get out of consumer debt, and then you start investing. I want you to invest in the stock market before you invest in crypto, but you can invest in Bitcoin and crypto at the same time, so long as you're investing in the stock market too. Eventually, I want you investing in real estate. That's where you're going to make the most of your money, but that's going to take some time because you're going to need to build some wealth to get there. All right. Here's how you invest in Bitcoin. Right now, if you've not done this yet, now that we've laid the foundation, laid the groundwork, you buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on a fixed basis. Every week, the 1st and 15th, or every month. Do that for years. Do it with the stock market too. Buy the S&P 500. Just the S&P. You can play mutual funds if you want to try and beat the market. You want to pull a Dave Ramsey and say, I'm going to find the 10% of funds that beat the market. Whatever. I don't care. Mutual fund index, who cares? You're talking a 0.5% change every year. I don't give a crap. I want you investing. It's not about what fund you buy. So long as it's tracking with the S&P or the DJI, you're going to be fine. You know, we can sit here and argue about rates and charges and fees and actively managed versus passively managed versus tracked and all that all day long. Buy the S&P 500. It's the way that the vast majority of the S&P 500 or the DJI and stock market are how like 90% of people that are worth over $10 million got there. They worked with one of those or both of those. You want to be worth 10 million bucks, you got to get good with the United States stock market and you got to get good with real estate. Excuse me. That being said, there are some people that are starting to now enter into that realm that got there because they got good with crypto. And so part of your investment journey should also be buying crypto. From the investment side, if you have not started investing on a basis, then you need to do that. Crank up your income, just like John Doe said. You need income. You need to make some freaking money. Go out there, provide some value to the marketplace, make some money, dump it into crypto. Dump it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, not into your favorite meme coin that has no track record. No. Let me put it this way. Bitcoin's been here for 15 years. Your favorite altcoin has been here for 2.3 seconds. If you needed to get your heart replaced, because by the way, we're dealing with eternal time. Money is a extrapolation of your time, which is a finite resource because you had to spend your time to make it. So your money is a part of your time, is literally a part of your life, your money, which is why you need to manage it so well. Would you give your money to a cryptocurrency that's been around for 2.3 seconds? Would you have a doctor that was born 2.3 seconds ago, or 5 days ago, or 14 days ago? Would you have that doctor doing heart surgery on you? No, because it affects how long you're going to live. Well, your money is an extrapolation of time that you've already spent out of your life making it. So are you going to put your hard-earned money that is a extrapolation of your time into something that's unproven? I'm not doing that. No, I'm going to put the majority of it into something that is extremely proven. I'm going to do that for years, and it's going to make me freaking rich. I've been doing this for almost a decade. This is how we build wealth. We invest in proven technologies, proven things, not the next big thing. You invest in things that are proven for years. Don't believe me? Ask Warren Buffett. Ask Jeff Bezos. Ask any of them. Guess what? They're sometimes the 1% that buy into something that is the next big thing. And that can happen, and I don't mind you doing that, but start off by buying the thing that's proven. I want you to say, hey, I got a feeling this company's going to 100x. I'm fine with that. Just have a reason, a rational train of thought, and also put the majority of your investment in something that works. First thing that you should do with this market right now as an investor is start freaking investing on a consistent basis. How do we build muscle? Consistently. How do we increase our knowledge? Consistently. How do we invest? Consistently. Buy it on a consistent basis. Second thing on the investment front, first and foremost, you could consider a lump sum. These are, lower prices compared to the all-time high. Bitcoin is probably going to go towards, up towards $100,000, $200,000. In a decade, I think Bitcoin will be worth $500 to $750. Bitcoin will probably 10x again in the next decade. It really probably will. A 10x on Bitcoin would be, about a $30 trillion Bitcoin market, or let's see, no, about a $12 to $15 trillion market. That's very possible. And by the way, with inflation, it's very likely. You're going to see the US dollar lose half of its value in the next decade. So that's actually more like a $6 trillion market, which is more like a 5x when you keep up with inflation. So a 5x accounting for inflation, not bad. Really not bad, I'd say. And so when you invest in Bitcoin, you're setting yourself up for success. So you can say, I'm going to put a lump sum. I'm going to put $100 a week, and I'm going to dump $1,000. I just had a windfall. Let's say, I just sold a camera lens for $1,700. Right? We've got a few extra cameras. Don't need them. I'm the only one on camera now, and it's going to be that way for a long, long time. Don't you worry. And so I had a 70 to 200 millimeter RF lens. Thing was $3,000 new. And I'm sorry, it was $2,600 new. Just sold it for $1,700. You know what I'm doing with all that money? Dumping 100% of it into wealth generation. I'm not going to enjoy a penny of that. My wife and I have already decided, hey, we like our lifestyle. We ain't doing this whole lifestyle creep freaking nonsense. If we get a windfall, we're dumping it in. We took a profit check from the company. We take 25% of the profit of the company as a profit check every single quarter. We just had the quarter rollover. We took a profit check. 80% of that we're investing. We enjoyed 10%. We're tithing 10% of it. We're going to invest 80% of that straight into investments. That's a lump sum. That's a windfall, right? We're dumping that money, that 80% of the bonus check, into investments, and we are dumping, the $1,700 from the camera lens we just sold into investments. Lump sums. It's okay to do a lump sum. Start off with a consistent fixed schedule, then do the lump sum in that order, not the other way. Don't start with the lump sum. Do the consistent schedule. That's how you do this. So from the investment standpoint, that's how you do it. It's simple. It's easy. It's boring. People get on to me because they're like, Jeff, it's not that simple. And they tune out. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hear this. And you're not doing it. We ran a poll yesterday. How many of you invest in Bitcoin on a consistent fixed schedule? That was the exact poll. You guys were here yesterday. 66% of you said you don't. And unless you don't have the money, unless you don't believe in Bitcoin, or unless you are still in debt and you're following the FinSov way, as you're not buying into Bitcoin and Ethereum yet, because you're being patient, you're paying off your debt first. You're doing the wise thing because you're going to feel better. You're going to make better decisions when you're not motivated by fear. Nobody buys from a scared salesperson. And not many investors make money when they're scared investors because they're investing to get themselves out of debt. It's not the way that works. You use your income to get out of debt, and then you use your income to build your wealth, not the other way around. All right? Unless you're in one of those camps, I really want to beg the question, why are you not doing a consistent purchase of Bitcoin? Why? You are missing out. If you believe in Bitcoin, you're above the age of 18, you live in a country where you're able to do this, you're out of consumer debt, why not? Why not? Okay, why not? So that's the first step from the investment side of things. Second step from the money management side of things. How do you do this? Well, you need to set up a wallet. And you need to set up an exchange. And that's where, I'll lead into one of our sponsors, which is Crypto.com. This is a great place to do this. Crypto.com is a great place to set up. I literally am watching the stream, and I just saw Crypto.com ad show up on the stream. That's funny. You guys probably just saw that. But Crypto.com is a great place to do this. It's a great place to do this. They've got over 100 million users, and for a good reason. If you want to buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency on a fixed schedule, Crypto.com is a great place to do it. You can set up your recurring purchase. I'm so sorry, guys. That's probably more times that I've sneezed on stream than I have in the last 2 years combined. It's been like a year since I'd sneezed on stream. My apologies. Anyway, you can set up your recurring purchases here on Crypto.com, and this is a great place to do this because they've got all the products that you're going to need to succeed with your investments. Also, after you buy it, you can hold it here in your wallet, and there's all kinds of ways that you can generate yield. There's a crypto earn program that you can generate yield from your Bitcoin and from your Ethereum. And then they've also got all kinds of other places that you can lock up or just stake your cryptocurrency to get rewards. You see the rewards right here. Avalanche up to 8.5%. Cardano up to 4.5%. These are very competitive rates. Solana 7%. Polkadot 12 freaking percent. It's crazy. Cosmos 12%. Cosmos is a great one to stake. There's a lot of money you can make there. All right, so this is very exciting, and you should definitely sign up for Crypto.com and do this here. Here's the thing. From the money management side of things, I want you to be out of debt, I want you to be on a budget, and I want you to have an investment plan before you start investing in crypto. But I want you to do those things. I want you to make haste to do it so that you can build wealth and succeed. All right, now, let's continue right along here, and let's talk about the trading side of things. Let's say you want to trade this market. What do? Well, the first thing you do is you realize we're in a position to start potentially looking at a swing trade. It's not a day trade. This is not a 1 year long kind of semi-investment kind of thing like what I'm doing. But let's say you're wanting to do a trade. What we are seeing right now is Bitcoin is breaking above resistance. What we're seeing right now is a buy signals coming in. We have bullish fundamentals on the horizon with an Ethereum ETF launching. Now, there is some uncertainty with that, so you need to be careful. It would not necessarily be a bad idea to try and set some kind of plan. And a plan might look something like this. Enter a long position. Maybe if we set a new local high, we continue moving to the upside. We've broken above. We set the high. We set the entry right here, maybe $65,000, right? We break a little bit higher than where we've just been. And from there, we give our stop loss here around 64,000, and then we look at our price target, which is where the fun happens, and we start saying, okay, where's Bitcoin going to go next? Well, to be honest with you, it'll probably go all the way back up to 71, so we'll pull it back and say about $70,000. We get ourselves a 4x risk to reward ratio, and then we make sure that we're staying in the trade until we see, Bitcoin go into some kind of profit. And what we do is we use a trailing stop loss. This is our strategy for trading that I share with you guys sometimes. Use a trailing stop loss. As soon as you get up here, use that stop loss. Be very conservative with your trades and do more of them. Sure, you're going to get stopped out. Sure, you're going to lose 0.01% every once in a while. You're probably going to do it quite a bit. But what's going to happen is if you catch the uptrend and you use this very, very, very tight trailing stop loss, you can trade with very, very, very little risk. You buy in, enter in, use that trailing stop loss, that very, very, very narrow trailing stop loss. You still need a lot of skill and experience to do this correctly. You need to know what you're doing. You're not just doing this as a noob. No, start with the investment. Do 100 paper trades before you do any real money trade or trade with $10, whatever. From there, then use the trailing stop loss feature on your exchange. Blowfin's a great place. Check them out. Link in the description box down below. Great place to do your trading. Absolutely recommend Blowfin. And so from there, the market looks like it's about to go on a major uptrend, and you would just catch it, and you'd be good. It really is that simple. Using that trailing stop loss dramatically increases your risk-to-reward ratio, which is what it's all about. You guys know that I am more, quote-unquote, conservative than a lot of other people, but here's the thing. I'm also not going to get wrecked. I'm also going to be building wealth for a very long time. I've lost a lot of money in my life. I ain't doing that again. That's stupid. Here's the thing. You can make a lot of money without taking an incredible amount of risk. You do need to take an incredible amount of risk. Let's say you want to start an Apple. Hey, you got to take a lot of risk. You're not trying to start the app. You're trying to build a $10 million net worth in the next 10 years. You can do that without taking a crazy amount of risk and putting yourself out there. You really can do that. Increase your income, provide some value in the marketplace. That's what I do. That's my job here. My job here is to build wealth for my family and teach other people how to build wealth for theirs. I tell myself that pretty much every day when I go to work. I'm like, what do I do? What's my job? Like, as an entrepreneur, I'm a YouTuber. Like, I tell people, like, we've got a neighbor, incredible lady. She's probably in her 70s, maybe 60s. I'm not sure. She's retired. She said, Jeb, what do you do? I said, well, I teach people about finances on YouTube. And she's like, no, she wasn't judging me. She's just like, what? What do I tell people? So I thought to myself, I'm like, what do? I build wealth for my family, and I teach others how to do it also. That's like my whole thing. That's what I come to work to do. That's what I do. I build wealth, and I show you how to do it also. That's what I do. And here's how you do that. Make sure you don't get your freaking butt lost. So many people are out here not knowing how to manage the risk, taking a buttload of risk. All right, if you have incredible amount of experience in the market and you know how to take a calculated risk, then do it. No business is built without taking risk. I'm not saying don't take risk. You got to take risk or you never build wealth. It'd be stupid to say not to take risk. But you've got to take calculated risks, and you got to be smart about the risks you take. And you can build the vast majority of your wealth by taking relatively low risk. You can make a lot of money investing in the stock market. Go figure out a way to make $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 a year. Invest half of that. You're going to be a decamillionaire. You're going to be worth $25 million. You give it some time. Go out there, become an entrepreneur, do what I did. Guys, I made $250,000 in a week as a 20-year-old. There's money to be made out there. There's money in the marketplace. You just got to go provide some value to the marketplace, right? You just got to go figure out how to use this incredible tool, which is called social media. Provide some value, right? Provide some value to an audience. If you do that and you build build a big income, then you invest the majority of it. Oh my goodness, you're going to be insanely rich. So do that. I'm glad you did. All right, we're going to read a little bit of chat, and then we're going to keep it moving here. Fortune favors the brave. Hashtag CryptoFam. Crypto.Queen said. We bought Donald J. Trump stock at 12. Almost lost that bet. Yeah, that was something I meant to tell you guys earlier. Trump Media, ticker symbol DJT, rose 33% following the assassination attempt. So that's interesting. The one thing to keep in mind about that is that it has already started to come back down. So pretty major rally going on. Very, very, very fickle stock. You really have to be careful about this just because there's so much volatility here and it's really kind of beholden on one person. So it'd be a little bit like investing in, like a YouTuber. Like, how are their analytics doing? That's kind of how it does. Now, the betting odds for Trump winning did go up 7.5% the day after he got shot. So for his election, for him winning, which is where a lot of this came in. But by the time you joined in, you lost everything. You had to be a holder because the stock opened and immediately plummeted because it was overbought. Pre-market hours sent it too high. So would I buy DJT right now? Probably not. That being said, if you think he's going to win the election, it probably will do really well. So up to you. I wouldn't touch it personally, but if you want to take that bet, then there is potentially money to be made there. All right. Crypto is hard. Stocks is easy, in my opinion. It is. Stocks are very easy, and you can build a lot of wealth with like almost no knowledge. It's crazy. Like, you can be how easy it is to become worth $10 million while being completely average in this country is insane. Just do a few follow the laws of money. Do it for long enough, you'll be worth $10 million. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. As long as you have an income of, north of $100,000 and you know how to be frugal, you live in a place where cost of living isn't insanely high, maybe you need to move. Maybe you're like, hey, Pops, Dad, I love you. Mom, I love you. I can't live here. I can't afford this. I'm going to go live. I did a coaching call with a guy that lived in Arkansas. Maybe it was Missouri? No, it was Arkansas? Somewhere out there in the Midwest. It was Kansas. I don't remember. I think it was Kansas. He said he bought 4 or 5 rental properties, and he was telling me his income. Like, I was scratching my head, like, how? And I didn't say it because I have a really good poker face. The guy had no idea that I was like, dude, you're a legend. I told him that at the end of the call, but dude sitting in his rocking chair, he's got the 8-point buck up on the mantle. He's got the old truck out front. We're talking about the truck, and I'm coaching him on what to do with his wealth. He says he's got 3 or 4 rental properties. I'm like, how the heck did you afford that, dude? I know what you make. The guy's a traveling musician, for God's sake, for like a tiny worship band. He didn't make much. He's got 4 what? You know how he did it? He found some the property values out there, $40,000 a property. $40,000 a property. You want to get rich? Build an online income? Move to the middle of Kansas. That's how you get rich. Double your income, slash your living expenses in half. You'll be rich. Go ahead, half the margin, invest all of it. You're gonna be worth $10 million. Then move back to the city, move in there, living wherever you want, driving whatever you want, helping whoever you want. You get to decide these things. You get to decide these things. You get to decide where you live. You get to decide what you earn. You get to decide what you spend. Other than food and a roof over your head, you choose the bills. You chose to have a phone payment. You chose to have a gym membership. You chose to have a $3,000 a month mortgage. You chose to have all 3 of your kids in private school. You chose. You chose. You didn't choose to buy a sack of potatoes for 10 pounds for $5. You can buy food on the cheap, man. I saw a poster the other day that said, this is $100 worth of groceries. This barely made us 3 days. And it's a bunch of microwavable stuff. My wife is an incredible cook. You know, family of 4, soon to be 5. We can feed our whole family on like $5. Now, we eat out. We eat very nice food. But on the regular, we're spending $5 on dinner. You know why? Because we cook. Do you know you can get a 10-pound bag of potatoes for $5? Do you know you can get a 5-pound thing of rice for like $4? Do you realize that? You choose your expenses. Cut your freaking expenses. You can't afford the Red Baron pizza. Well, I'm not eating out. I'm eating at home. Yeah, but you're eating a bunch of stuff that you could just as well. You're spending as much as you would spend if you bought it in a restaurant. Cut your freaking expenses. Spend less money. Invest some of it. Be glad you did. Choose the pain now or the pain in the future. Oh, well, cost of living's just gone up so much and the wages haven't kept up. That's true. But you know what also happened? The internet. You know what also happened? The rise of side hustles. You know what also happened? The ability for you to, go work more. You choose your income. Yes, things are going up in price. Yes, that sucks. Yes, that should be a fire under your butt to go make more money. Yes, that should be a fire under your butt to figure out how you can provide more value in the changing marketplace. Because guess what? Globalization is ending. The chessboard is being thrown in the air and the pieces are going to fall where they land. And some people, I'm sorry, are going to get left behind. I don't want you being that person. Because as the geopolitical environment changes, some people financially, economically, are going to get left behind. And I don't want that to be you. So follow the laws of money, build some wealth, and stay ahead of the curve. Climb the ladder faster than the tide rises so you don't get sucked under. You got to build some wealth because things are changing. You've got to factor in that your expenses are just going to go up 5% every year because that's about where inflation is. So you've got to learn how to make 5% more every single year if you just want to keep up with inflation. One of the ways you do that is by investing some of your income into things that will bring you returns. I want your net worth going up 10, 15, 20, 30, ideally 100% every single year. I want you doubling your net worth every year. I want you to be able to do that. Scroll some money away. Put it into retirement. Put some money into retirement. After that, put some money into getting some real estate. Real estate prices are exploding. You've seen all the things on Facebook and TikTok and all over news saying, the price of homes have 5x'd in the last 30 years. The average income has gone up 50%. You know who made money in the last 30 years? People that bought real estate. You know who didn't make money in the last 30 years? People that didn't buy real estate. Buy real estate. Get in it. Build some wealth. Crypto Surge said, this guy giving us so much life-saving lessons. Here's the thing. You're going to be underwater in 20 years. Shoot, you're going to be underwater 5 years. If you keep doing what you're doing today, you are going to be, at the top of the cave trying to breathe. You got to get on the ladder and you got to climb out. And here's what you do. You increase your income, you decrease your expenses, and you invest the difference. I always want you being generous so long as you're able to keep food in your mouth, but I want you investing also. And I want you investing a lot. It's going to be hard. I mean, for the last 2 years, we just drop expenses. Not because we necessarily have to, but because we wanted to. Because we want more of the margin going into investments. Guess what happens when you do that? You end up not being in debt. You end up being rich. You end up growing your net worth 50% like we have over the course of this year. Like our net worth is up. At one point when the market was really high, we were up like 70% since the beginning of the year. And that wasn't just because of the cryptocurrency portfolio that we have increasing in value. That's a lot of things. You got to follow the FinSolve way. You got to do it. You don't have a choice if you want to stay ahead. You've got to get ahead. You hear this phrase, oh, you got to get ahead. Oh, the little man can't get ahead. Well, then stop being the little man. Quit being the little man. Be the big man. Be the big woman. Be the big dog in the room. Say, I'm not going to settle on making $40K a year. That won't get me anywhere. I will go and do something that makes me $40K a year because that's my passion. That's what I love to do. I'll do that after I built a couple $1 million net worth and I got some money coming in. I can't afford to do that. That's why teachers are quitting. You can't afford it. That's why preschool teachers are quitting. Who can live on $15 an hour? The minimum wage is a joke. No one. Exactly 0 people built wealth on minimum wage. The minimum wage argument is a complete farce. I worked for minimum wage when it was $8.25 an hour. You know how much wealth I built on that? 0. Nothing. Minimum wage doesn't get you anywhere. Neither does $40K a year. Get you nowhere. You want to build wealth? Figure out how to make at least $80,000 a year and live somewhere that your expenses are able to be low. Because I get it. You want a little 1-bedroom, 200 square foot apartment in Manhattan? You're going to be spending $70,000 a year on that. Don't live there. Move. I love NYC. Move. Move across one of the rivers at least. At least move across one of the rivers. The Bronx or New Jersey. Move somewhat. Get out of there. The expenses are too high. I coached a guy last week. I was doing a coaching call with a guy last week. He lives in New York City. He lives in New York. New York State, actually. He's upstate. He used to live in the city. Has some XRP. New York, I guess, just loves shooting themselves in the foot, and they banned it. He can't trade it, and he can't transact it. I said, you know what you ought to do? You ought to, like, figure out somebody that you love and needs help and give it to him as a gift. Transact it, or transfer it, send it somewhere. He can't even move it. He's not even allowed legally to move it. The only way he can get access to the XRP is because he literally has to move. I was talking to him about, he was considering moving to Puerto Rico. Literally has to move to get access to his own funds. Sometimes you live somewhere that is financially impossible to live. It's just not possible. And you got to swallow the pill that all my friends and family are here. The internet's a thing. Give them a phone call. Build some wealth, fly up there 4 times a year. But you can't afford to live there. I'm very thankful that my roots are in Florida, where there's no income tax, and it's very easy to build wealth here. Real estate market's great, all of that. I'm very happy about that. But for you, that might not be the case. Maybe you need to move. Maybe you're in Argentina and you got 50% inflation a year, or whatever the number is this year. Right? Maybe you need to move. Maybe you need to move. Maybe you need to move. That's why everybody's leaving California. Somebody said that, a couple of years ago, somebody said, Gavin Newsom. I'm sorry. Gavin Newsom is the chief sales officer for U-Haul. Right? This guy. Gavin Newsom, since 2019, he's been the governor of California. Lead sales officer, number 1 employee, number 1 head of sales for U-Haul. You know why? Because everybody is taking his advice, grabbing a U-Haul, and moving from here, Irvine, Santa Monica, LA, Riverside, to here, Las Vegas, where there's no income tax. No income tax. That's where they're moving. Gavin Newsom, right here, just made I-15 the most crowded interstate on the planet because everybody's in a U-Haul moving from California to Vegas because they can't run their freaking state. Because you can't build wealth here unless you're a movie star and you're making $40 million a year. You want to talk about income inequality? You know why everybody's talking about income inequality? Here's why. Because the people talking about that are in LA, and either you're homeless or you're worth $40 million. There is some income inequality there. There is no middle class there. You want to be middle class? Have a $1.2 million home. You know what a $1.2 million home gets in my neck of the woods? A mansion with 9 bedrooms. You get a townhouse for that in California. You might need to move. You might need to move. That's my spiel. Build some wealth. You might need to move. The cost of living is too high here. You know who's saying that? All the journalists who are living in Vegas. Or sorry, not in Vegas. In LA and in New York. They're saying, oh, the little man can't get ahead. That's where all the media is based. In a place where they can't get ahead. You know why? Because people like them ran the politics and ran the people that know how to build wealth out of the country. Because everything's so expensive. Move somewhere that's not like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. If you have, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And before we wrap it out, also make sure to check out Uphold's Vault. I'm very excited to have them. Very, very excited about Vault because they're a great product. They're going to keep you safe if you lose a key, and that's invaluable. But it actually does have value on it. $49.99 a year. For $49.99 a year, if you lose, and you got a 30-day free subscription here if you want to try it. If you lose a key, you don't lose your Bitcoin. How many thousands of dollars of Bitcoin do you guys have? How many thousands of dollars of Bitcoin do you have? Tons. So much. So much. You've got so much money in Bitcoin. And if you lose the key, it's all gone. Just imagine you've got like your 3-year-old walks in and just deletes it. You know? Obviously, that's not how it really happened, hopefully. But let's just say somebody deletes it. Let's say you've got an Exodus wallet and somebody just opens up your computer, delete, gone. Gone. How would you feel if your finances just disappeared? Yeah, I want you to be afraid of that. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not sorry that I'm trying to make you afraid of that, because it can happen. You need a defense strategy. Vault is going to help you with that. If you lose a key, the uphold key stands in place, regenerates the whole wallet. Oh, actually, you didn't just lose $30,000 of Bitcoin. You lost nothing. Make sure you sign up with the link in the description box down below. Keep your assets safe. I'm from Kansas. He ain't lying. The guy literally bought, the coaching client that I was talking to you about, the guy literally bought these properties. They were abandoned for I think $8,000. Put a few $1,000s of repairs into them. Now they're worth $40,000 and they're making like $800, $900 a month. Dude's got like $3,600 a month of mail money coming in. That's how you build wealth right there. Crank up the income, slash the expenses, even if that includes moving. Make some money. That's why one of the reasons I love Tennessee. Why if we ever move, we're moving to Tennessee. We won't be. I don't think we're going to move anytime soon, but we'd probably move to Nashville area if we did. No income tax. Extremely easy to make money. Extremely easy to make money in those markets. Shadrach Frost said Matthew 17:20. Verse of the day. He said, and Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as the grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. If you tell that mountain to move into the sea, it will be tossed into the sea, if you speak it in faith. So that is definitely, I agree, the verse of the day, Tyler. If you speak it in faith, even with the grain of even the size of the grain of a mustard seed, tiny little grain, with faith, and you speak it, and you have the right heart, then it shall be done. It might not happen today. It might take 50 years if you bust in your freaking butt, but it'll happen. I have absolute confidence that I'm going to teach millions of you guys how to build wealth, get out of debt, get ahead, and honor God with your money. I'm certain of that. I have 100% faith. I have no shadow of a doubt that that's what we're going to do. And I believe it's going to happen. It's happening right now. I'm teaching you guys at this very moment. So continue to trust God with your money. Honor him. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Matthew 5:5. It's a very important verse. That does literally mean the earth. Blessed are the meek. They will literally inherit stuff. Prosperity gospel, not prosperity gospel. It's the freaking Bible. There's a difference. It's not, oh, I want to be rich. I'll proclaim it. Oh, I'm rich. Why don't you shut up? No. It doesn't work that way. No. Blessed are the meek. Honor God, or submit it to him. Do what he says with money, which, by the way, are the 6 laws of money. You follow that and you build wealth. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Defla said, Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Yes, Matthew 6:33 is one that I had a pastor one time tell me for that to be the mission statement of our company, which that's pretty much what the mission statement of the company is. It's true. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Make sure if you have, hit the like button. We're going to wrap it out. Before we go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good